I mean, let's be honest. In some way or the other, we're all some kind of phone addicted. I mean, some of us are spending hours and hours on the phone daily, whether it's on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, or maybe we're streaming our favorite series. Others, they game all day long on the phone or in between somewhere when they're waiting for maybe in the waiting room at the doctor's or during the flight. Others, they read all day long on the phone. It can be news apps. And the problem is not particularly that we're doing this day in and day out. The problem actually is that we find it so difficult to control our consumption on the phone or using how to use the phone. So it's about how long do I have the phone in my hands? How much time do I spend on this or that app? And how conscious am I actually when using the phone? So is it that I want to be productive or is it that I want to get entertained? Recent data shows once again screen time is soaring. So the average person spends about almost 7 hours per day on their phone and has the phone approximately 100 times in their hands. So checking 100 times if maybe I've received a message or a phone call, 100 times when using it just to check the weather forecast or use ChatGPT or check my Instagram account. I personally can't stand it when I realize that I wasted yet again some time on my phone. So it doesn't matter if it's 10 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours. So when I see my screen time at the end of the day and it's something like 3-4 hours or even more, it really pisses me off, to be honest. So at some point I said to myself, Stephen, it's time that you do something about this phone addiction. So I did some intense research on this whole topic and I created a detox plan, and I definitely managed to bring down my screen time massively since then. Because the point was I just didn't want to waste any more time on social media or other unimportant stuff that felt like like throwing away my lifetime. And in today's video, I would like to share some of these insights and give you some tips that helped me a lot in bringing down my screen time and reducing my social media consumption. And on the other hand, enhancing my quality of life. So if you would like to find out more about these tips, stay tuned. Get rid of your phone addiction. If you like the content, feel free to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Then let's have a look at the tips that I want to share with you. One important thing, and so easy actually to do, is always switch your phone on the silent mode. Never have it on loud. So even if you have the phone maybe around you and it might vibrate, if you have it somewhere else placed, let's say, and not on you or right next to you, very often you won't even realize that you just received a message. Maybe it's on WhatsApp or some other kind of message or even a phone call. And that's helped me a lot just by switching the phone on the silent mode. The other thing is, even better, switch it on the don't disturb mode. That's even better. So then even when you receive some messages, your phone won't ring and it won't vibrate. That's something I do regularly actually when I want to be productive. For example, I'm sitting at my desk, maybe just working on my next video or preparing for a coaching workshop with a team. Then I don't want to be disturbed by anything. So, and I switch my phone on the don't disturb mode. And after my production time, let's say, and I'm finished with getting everything done, I check my phone when I see maybe, in the meantime, I've received 3 messages and I had 2 phone calls. But when thinking about it, if I would have had my phone on, let's say, loud, so it would have rang, or even on silent, and I would have heard maybe the vibration of the phone. Each time I would have been distracted, and it would have had an impact on my level of productivity. So that's something I can highly recommend, and it's so easy to do. When you want to be productive, if you don't want to be disturbed or get disturbed, put your phone on the silent mode. Even better, have it in the don't disturb mode. Another thing that I started with at some point is that I switched my phone from color to grayscale mode. And it was really mind-blowing for me how much more less attractive actually it was to have my phone in my hand and just even look at it at the screen, because it was just this grayscale mode, and it looked so boring. And it's the same, you can try it out actually. Go to maybe YouTube or go on TikTok and Instagram, and put your phone on grayscale mode and check your timeline, check your account, and it will look so differently and so actually unappealing that you don't really want to continue using your phone or looking at TikTok, etc. So that's something very, very easy to do. I will leave a short description in the video description so that you know how you can do this, and also how you can easily use your phone to switch from color to grayscale mode just by ticking on your phone, on the back of your phone twice. I will leave a description in the video description. Have fun with it and check it out. It's really funny even, and I'm sure probably and I'm sure many of your friends or family, they won't know about this function. Not the grayscale, but also how you can actually activate and deactivate it. And it's really hilarious. I will share it with you, and I'm sure you're going to have fun with your friends when you share it with them. You can show off a little bit even. The next tip that I want to share with you, and it helped me tremendously, was that I deleted all the apps that I don't really use. That gave me some kind of relief actually, because maybe before I had dozens of apps on my phone, so I could swipe on my phone and I saw plenty of apps. And at some point I went through all of them and I deleted all the ones that I don't really use. So I said to myself, okay, which apps haven't I been using within the last 3 months? So, and all the ones that I haven't been using in the last 3 months, I deleted. Another thing is, even if you want to use your social media channels, I mean, you don't have to delete your accounts, but something that definitely reduced my screen time tremendously was that I deleted the social media apps from my phone. I only use them through the desktop versions. That make a big difference in the way I use social media accounts, how I consume them. I don't consume them actually anymore, I use them. And that's a big difference, of course. If I want to share a post, for example, or upload a video to YouTube or on my Instagram channel, is different than consuming Instagram by just doing some endless scrolling. And that's actually what we want to avoid if we want to get rid of the phone addiction. Ask yourself when checking your apps, am I using this app for educational reasons, or am I using it only for entertainment reasons? If it's only for entertainment reasons, delete it and maybe use it through the desktop version, but don't have it on your phone anymore. If you use it also for educational reasons or only for educational reasons, then leave it on your phone. So one example could be a language app. If you are learning a new language and you want to do this on a regular basis, then of course it makes sense to have this app on your phone, and you can learn your language whenever and wherever you are. and that can be very, very helpful. I used to do this also when I wanted to improve my French skills. I used to work on that with the Bubble app, and I did this on a daily basis in the morning after yoga, meditation. My third, let's say, pillar of my me time was practicing and learning French. Another crucial point I would highly recommend is limit your screen time in combination with some apps. So this could also be WhatsApp, for example. You can set a limit to maybe 1 hour per day or 30 minutes per day. This could be also very helpful when you say, okay, I still want to use my news app, so maybe New York Times or whatever you use, but you say, okay, I only want to use it maybe 15 minutes a day and not 1 hour or 2 hours, because then we are already starting to waste time again, or we're just procrastinating maybe. And that's what we definitely want to avoid. So set a limit to some of your apps where you also have the tendency to overuse it. That's something I would highly recommend. Another crucial tip that I would like to share with you is when you're at home, never place the phone right next to you so that you have it available right away. You can just grab it, check it, have a look at it, and you're back on the scrolling trip. Instead, place your phone always a couple of meters away from you. So if you would want to check your phone, you would have to get up. And as we are, let's say, rather lazy human beings, it'll have a huge impact on how often you actually have your phone in your hand and check it. That's something I would highly recommend, especially when you are in the middle of learning maybe, or studying, or in the middle of doing some work at home at your desk. Never have the phone next to you on the desk. They did some very interesting actually research or study a few years ago, and they did this with some students, and they wanted to see what the impact is on the concentration level when you have the phone in different areas of your house or your flat. So they split the students up in 4 groups. Group number 1. So all the groups, I have to say, all the students, they were sitting on the desk, at the desk, and doing some studies or studying for the next test. And the first group, they had the phones lying next to them on the desk. The second group, they had the phone not on the desk, but next to the desk, maybe in a bag or a backpack lying next to them on the floor. The third group, they had the phone somewhere else in the room, a few meters away, maybe on a shelf. And the fourth group, they had the phone in another room. But I mean, you can imagine probably which of these groups had the best level of concentration and which group had the worst level of concentration. That was, of course, the ones that had the phone lying next to them, and the ones with the highest level of concentration was the group with the phone next door. But the interesting thing was actually all these students, their phones were switched off, so it wasn't even on. So the phone wasn't even on; it was switched off, and still they could identify a difference in level of concentration. So what does this tell us actually? This tells us our brain, our mind is already so much oriented or fixated on our phone that we are used to checking our phone regularly over the day. Remember the 100 days or 100 times we check the phone per day maybe. And we're already used to that. That muscle is trained, and we need to train our brain again so that we don't do this automatically, but we do it with intention. So that's why I highly recommend when you're at home, when you're doing something at your desk, or when you're spending time with your family and friends, don't have the phone next to you. This will have a huge impact on your level of concentration and focus. This will have a huge influence on your level of communication and your relationships. Another thing that I would like to recommend to you, do a little experiment. Next time you go out to see some friends, or next time you go out to go to the training or to go for a walk in the nature, leave your phone at home. This is something we're not used to it anymore, but I can tell you this is an incredible relief. It might feel a bit strange in the beginning and you're looking for your phone. Oh, I haven't got it on me. Maybe we feel even a little bit lost in the beginning because, I mean, we can't check our messages. I can't phone my best friend right away or send a text message or take a photo. But once you're out, a few minutes later, I can tell you it's going to be a big relief. And this is actually pretty crazy, I find. That was my feeling, because it just showed me actually that in some way I was some kind of phone addicted, and I definitely needed to get used to it anymore. I definitely had to get used to it again, to don't have the phone on me or around me. So next time you go out, try it out, and I wonder what you're going to say. Leave a reply in the comments. I would be very interested in what it felt like for you. For me, it was very unusual in the beginning, but in the end, a big relief. What does it feel like for you when you do something like that and leave the phone at home? But even in case you say, no, I need to take my phone with me, no problem. You can do something else, a little exercise, and I call it the coffee bean exercise. So I have some coffee beans here. So maybe just grab a handful of coffee beans next time you leave the house, and put them in your pocket, in one of your pockets, or maybe if you don't have any pockets on you, maybe you put it somewhere in a little bag or something. And the idea is actually that you can practice or train your level of consciousness when trying to regulate, let's say, how often you are using or you want to use your phone. So are you doing it with intention, or is it that you realize at some point, I just checked my phone and I just did it automatically, and it was not intentionally. So you put the coffee beans in one of your pockets, in the right pocket, for example, and each time you realize, I didn't do it intentionally, you take one of the coffee beans and put it in your left pocket. So, and at the end of the day, you can actually see how many of the coffee beans, maybe you put 30 coffee beans in your right pocket, how many of the coffee beans wandered actually from the right pocket to the left pocket. So how often did I realize I was still using my phone without intention? I just did it automatically. Or you could do it the other way around. You could say, okay, I have my 30 coffee beans in my right pocket, and each time I use it with intention, I put it on the other side, I put it in my left pocket, and at the end of the day, count the coffee beans in each pocket and see how often did you actually manage to use it intentionally or without intention. And the last tip I want to share with you today is when you're with friends, when you're with family, and it doesn't matter where it is, if it's at home, if it's somewhere you're having a barbecue with some friends, or if it's with your teammates at the training or at the competition, store your phone in general, store it in a bag, store it in a pocket, and make sure that you can't reach it or have it at your hand right away and easily. And this will have a huge impact on your communication skills. It will have a huge impact on your relationships, the level of your relationships. Because of course the people around you, they will have the feeling that you are really focused on them and not on your phone in between. I remember one friend of mine a couple of years ago, even when we were in the middle of a discussion, he was looking at his phone all the time because there was a message coming in. So he grabbed his phone without intention. He just grabbed it, checked the message, and then, oh, you can continue what you just wanted to say. I just want to check my message here and reply. And that doesn't work. I mean, ask yourself, does this give you a good feeling when you sit opposite someone who checks messages or has the phone in their hands all the time during maybe a deep conversation? So that's something I highly recommend. Put your phone away when you're together with people, and this will have a huge and great impact in a positive way on your level of communication, on your level of relationships. And people will appreciate that. I can tell you, even if they don't maybe tell you, maybe they don't even realize right away, but also in studies they showed that when you have the phone even on the table and you don't look at it, maybe even with the head down or even with the screen down, maybe even the other way around, even that has a negative impact on the communication or level of communication. So put the phone away, don't have it on the table, don't have it next to you, don't have it in sight even. So that are the tips, guys, I wanted to share with you today. I hope you gain some valuable insights how you can get rid of your phone addiction in the future and to also have your social media consumption under control. Leave a comment in the comment section and let me know, maybe you have some additional ideas what could help or what did help you also when talking about phone addiction. And if you would like to get in touch with me, feel free to click on the Tidycal link and arrange a free call with me. I'd be happy to meet you and support you on your mental strength and maybe your phone addiction. If you like the content, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and I see you in one of my next videos. Bye.